All right, welcome back. What are we at? Thursday, May 23rd. Second video done today. So I know you guys are going to think, what is this guy is just all over the place. And I am, but this is how I build. And yes, this is Monogram 1/8 scale 78 Corvette. And I have some pretty good plans for this. So I picked this up a few weeks ago, and it had some troubles. The body was warped, the interior was warped, and the chassis was warped. And it took me several days of massaging, and the roof line is still not perfect. I had to actually use the T-tops and the T-top support bar as part of the way of getting this roof line pulled up. And it's not perfect, but it's close. It was way down on the driver's side. I guess probably something over the years of body weight, crushing the box with body weight. And but it had even twisted the interior tub, which was amazing to me. But I did the big no-no. I used a heat gun and very carefully worked at this. I mean, from way back. This plastic was weird. As I was heating, it was actually kind of turning almost red, so I could see when it was getting hot enough, and I just kept pushing this up and holding it, cooling it, and finally, and then by gluing the T-tops in place, was able to help hold it in position. So I'm excited about this one. One of the things that I just had made for this are these Kragers. I love the old school Krager mag wheels, and I've got a fellow that I bought the drag boat kit from on eBay, and he also does tires and rims, and I told him specifically what kit I was working on and what I wanted, and gave him all my tire dimensions, and he figured it out, and he printed these, and they absolutely fit perfect with the kit rim backs, so which is what I wanted. I didn't want to have to dive into, let me turn this over, I didn't want to have to dive into completely reworking this car. I wanted to use the kit tires and the wheel backs and brakes and everything that came with this, but adapt these Kragers in there, and he made these where they fit perfectly with the kit tires. I can still use the kit rim backs, even though he printed rim backs for these. Won't be using these. I'll be using the ones from the kit. So what I've done is I started all the suspension work. Pretty much everything except the steering, the spindles and stuff are in here. The rear end's pretty much done. Now I'm gonna, I will spray this all in one color, every bit of this. And but I wanted to get it to this point, and I really can't go any further. I can't finish the front suspension because I'm not going to be using the kit motor on this thing. I have ordered a 572 big block Chevy motor for this 3D printed, and with a blower and a big triple scoop, and it's got block hugger headers and crazy detail. I mean, another one of the printers, actually same guy, I got the 10 scale motor for my hydroplane project. Got this 8 scale motor from him, and it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks before the motor comes in. Unfortunately, I'm chomping at the bit to get to this one, but I really can't go any further until I see how that motor is going to fit in this chassis. It may not fit. I mean, it's a far cry from a small block Chevy to this massive monster horsepower big block Chevy, but I'm hoping it's going to drop in there. I got a feeling I'm going to have to cut into the fender wells a little bit, possibly in here, which is not the end of the world, but there's plenty. There is quite a bit of room in there. I mean, there's a lot going on. Of course, radiator's not in yet, shroud, firewall's not in, so that's going to shorten the amount of room, but I'm hoping that motor's going to drop in here without me having to just cut the hell out of this. But and of course it's molded in orange, and you guys know what happened to me on my last Corvette build with the color bleed coming up through my primer and paint, which was really upsetting to me, but I'm solving that problem this time because this is all going to be done in candy apple red, so I don't have to worry about the color bleed of the orange coming back up through it. It should not affect it. But I did pick up some of my favorite primer, which is this one, which is a primer sealer. from Duplicolor. Get this at auto parts store. And the sealer should stop the bleed problem. So that's the whole idea. It should get rid of that color coming back up through my primer. That's where I blew it on the other Corvette. I thought I had grabbed that primer. I did not. I had actually grabbed this one, which is their sandable primer, which is good shit. I mean, I've used this forever on my resin projects, and it's great for, goes on nice, get a nice coat, dries quick. You can see those blemishes in the resin and sand everything back out. And again, auto parts store. This stuff isn't cheap. It's like $8 a can, but just so much better than a lot of the cheap crap. And I use Krylon on a lot of stuff for years when I was doing shift knobs. Of course, I did so many of them. I do 2 or 3 dozen at a time, and I use Krylon primer, which was sandable also, and it worked fine on that stuff, but not on my models. I'd rather spend a little more money and get the good stuff. So anyway, so that's what's going on with that. So waiting on that big block Chevy motor. So this is pretty much gone as far as I can take it, and I hate it because I really wanted to dive into this thing, but I got a lot of other projects going on, which would include this 1/20th scale 1980 Corvette. Just got that all in primer. I have also, well, that's that Corvette. You can see all the parts on primer in there, and also in primer I have the 63 Chevy 2-wagon. Got that in primer, and its little trailer, but that's also going to be pulling another little boat, the little AMT 3-in-1 speedboat kit. This one I'm doing is the drag boat, that version. I've built another version of that, like that kit, so that's going on. And other than that, I've gone through and I have been separating parts, so I've pretty much weeded out everything I'm not going to use. And this is how I do. I've been cleaning the parts, and then I'll go through and I'll bag everything up together. Interior parts, that's the rest of my front suspension, anything like that. That's my radiator shell and the shroud and the rest of my rims and everything. So, and all the stuff I'm not going to use, including the kit motor, at least for now. That's all bagged up and separated as well. So the parts are all cleaned. I can start primering a lot of the stuff that I know I'm going to use, the rims and stuff. I could go ahead and build the interior and get that all painted. So I know what I'm using there. So, but that's about it on that one. So I will keep you posted as soon as that motor comes in. We'll see if we can drop that in there, and I'll do up another post. But that's it for now, and keep checking in with me, and I'll have some more updates in the next week or so.